guys, it's Breacher18 and today we're going to be taking a look at Death Wish, which is a Kickstarter that is currently live now. It's a party game for 2 to 8 players that roughly lasts around about half an hour. So let's go take a look at it. This is a game of Death Wish setup. It is a party game for 2 to 8 players, and the general idea of the game is the first player to die, and you do that by collecting these skull symbols here in the top. And before you start the game, you will agree to how many that is. So that's usually dependent on how many players. So 2 to 5 players, roughly about 10 to 14 skulls. 6 to 8 players, 10 skulls, because obviously more players equals more time. So, you know, lower the score amount down. Let's take a look at the things that you can do on your turn. So you can gain symptoms, become afflicted, add a disease, or contract a disease. So let's go through these step by step. Obviously you can only do one per turn, but we'll just take a look at how we actually gain the skull symbols. So I'll have a look at my cards. So I've got 2 white, I've got 1 red, 1 orange and 1 blue. So the object of the game is to try and get these disease cards at the top here. And to do that we need to match the number of the colour cards. So if we look at this card, you can see we need 4 blue cards and a blue afflictor to get this card. And if we do get this card, we get the 2 skulls towards the total we need, and it also triggers an outbreak. So I look in mine. I noticed that I have 2 white cards and I've actually got a white afflictor. So I will pair these all together and I'll say I got the Wheezy Bums because I did the dirty, and I've got flatulence and a sore throat. So once you do that, you'll discard your symptoms and your afflictor to the respectable piles, and then you'd put this in your pile. So I've got 1 skull towards my total. That's how you essentially do that. You then replace the disease with another one, and the turn passes. If we want to get an affliction card, we just collect an afflictor from the deck. So, because we can only ever have 3. So on my turn, I would pick up an afflictor, and it's 8 roadkill. So then I'd put that down there, and it means now that I have a blue afflictor, I can go after the blue diseases. Adding a disease card is pretty simple, and it also prevents people from taking a certain disease. So if you know someone's going after a certain disease, you can stop them by drawing one and just placing it on top. And it means that the one beneath it can't be purchased until the one above it has been removed by purchasing that card. If you get a disease with an outbreak, you just draw an outbreak card and you just do what it says on the card. So for example, this is contagious, don't come near me. Everyone has become contagious. Each player blindly collects a symptom card, if possible, from the hand of the player to their left. So these have kind of like take that powers and affects the game. And then the symptoms, like I said, you can take 1 from the lineup or you can take 2 blindly from the stack. And it's the first player to a set amount of skulls wins the game. Right, so what are my final thoughts of Death Wish? So if you're into hand management and set collection games such as Ticket to Ride, then this is going to be right up your street. It's really easy to learn, dead easy to play, so it's not like a brain burner in any sense of the word. It plays quite a wide range of players, so it goes 2 to 8. The designer has put a 15 plus on the game, and I think that's due to the content of some of the cards. But in terms of difficulty, there's no reason why someone below that age wouldn't be able to play this game. It lasts about 30 minutes, so it scales very well for all numbers of players. So obviously if you've got a higher number of players, you will lower the amount of score that you're trying to reach. Other than that, the artwork is fantastic. It's really well designed, and yeah, and a big shout out to Jason on this one, who's a local game designer from Nottingham, which is obviously my hometown. So great job with this. If it sounds like it's your sort of thing, head over to the Kickstarter and give it a back.